back to Out of Sight in Mind. With me, I got a very special guest, my guy Ted.brims.
What's going on, y'all?
I don't know if y'all noticed, but new hat, you feel me? Hold on. Y'all
Yes,
gotta
sir.
check it out.
Yes, sir.
If y'all can't really tell, yeah, it's a Cubs, but this a different type of Cubs hat, you feel me? It's a Herald's inspired Cubs fitted hat, so I ain't gonna lie, man. Thank you for joining me today.
Of course, man.
Shoot, so first off, I want to tell you how I actually discovered you and like the hats or whatever, right? So I was on Instagram and I saw DJ Mike P. He had the photo shoot. And I was just like, yo, that hat is hard. It's different. Not that many people actually got it. I need it. So
Appreciate that, man.
no doubt. But how you feeling today?
I'm feeling good, man. You know, I'm excited. This is actually one of our first interviews for the clothing/hat brand of our company, so I'm excited, man. I'm glad we could be here with you.
Okay, no doubt. That's definitely dope. Shoot, but starting off, let's go into your upbringing and your origin, like where you come from.
Cool. Man, I am from the north side of Chicago, Rogers Park.
Oh, okay.
Born and raised. Man, from there, went to Kilmer in the neighborhood, grew up, went to Notre Dame College Prep, transferred schools. We're not going to talk about why, but I transferred schools.
We all got our reasons.
You know, to go to Gordon Tech, which I got graduated in. And yeah, man, I've always had a passion for cinematography, photography, clothing, just everything, bro. Head to toe, Costco, you know what I'm saying? Like, just everything. So that's pretty much it. And I went to UIC in Chicago. Unfortunately, should have went out of town, but it's cool. But that's where I actually developed my habits for marketing, which is where we are today.
No doubt. So you pretty much like a Swiss Army blade. You pretty much do it all.
Yeah, man. You know, I try and stay as versatile as possible. You know, multiple streams of revenue is always going to be better than one.
No doubt. Shoot, you gotta get it by any means necessary.
Have to, bro.
Shoot. So digital marketing, what got you into it?
Honestly, just growing up in the era that we did. I was born in 1994, so I'm like in between the no tech / low tech and the high tech of what the youth have today. And just seeing the shift from just all the billboards and TV ads and stuff like that to now shifting towards people are literally getting paid to take pictures in a t-shirt. That's marketing these days. So the digital aspect of it all just kind of fell into play as I was in college learning about marketing.
That's definitely cool. So, you believe in having a big social media presence with it all as well?
You know, I think there's gives and takes. I think that with social media comes this this kind of curtain where people kind of have a facade behind the curtain that's not really them.
Yeah.
So I think that if you can make money in that space and still be yourself, that's the most ideal thing. But I do think that a lot of people with a lot of money don't necessarily have a lot of followers. If you pay attention, social media is kind of like just something that's there.
Yeah. You think it's pretty much like an enigma, like people not really, well, I feel like some people with social media, they actually show who they are, but probably don't have a big following, and then they're the ones that have a big following, but just like to cap for the likes, you know, all that other stuff.
Exactly, and it's kind of not necessary, but unfortunately, that's just kind of the era that we're living in right now.
Yeah, it's actually funny you talked about eras too, because like I was thinking like a few weeks ago, like I was a part of the generation where like in school they always taught us about computers. Like I remember like they taught us about floppy disk in school. Like we don't even use that no more. It's just like now the world is just starting to be more and more technological. So it's just like it's crazy out here.
It's ridiculous, bro. But you know, I'm a big techie person. Both my parents are in the tech space, so I've always had that knack for technology.
No doubt. That's definitely cool. So what projects have you worked on in digital marketing, like movies, videos, stuff like that?
So we've worked with a lot of companies that come to Chicago, such as like Nike, Mountain Dew, Ciroc, VH1. There's a lot to mention. A few of the music videos that I've done, I've worked with a lot of Chicago artists, The Holiday, Kosha, King Louie. I've worked with G Herbo, Lil Durk, pretty much anybody in Chicago that you can think of. I pretty much work with them on the music side. As far as the movie side, we've done about 2 short films that have been in a few independent film contests. So that's always fun, bro. That's where the real passion is for me. I like telling stories, whether it's with the music videos or film. So that's why, for me, they kind of just merge together. Like, I'd rather just be like, I just make dope projects, like, just in general.
That's definitely cool. So are you more independent, or are you more on the side of with a major company, would you say?
I would definitely say I'm definitely more independent. I have a lot of companies that I partner with, or we do business together. But I prefer to kind of stay the independent route, just for the freedom of it all.
Yeah, nah, shoot, that's definitely something that a lot of creatives and artists have to like think about these days. Like, not to say there's anything wrong with like signing or being with a major label, but it's just like you said, independent. You got the freedom to do stuff. It's all you.
Yeah, it's like it just makes your life a little bit easier. Don't get me wrong, with the corporations and all that stuff comes the security of it all. But sometimes I feel like security makes us complacent.
I like that. Were there any difficulty shooting these videos, would you say?
100%. You'll never have a music video or a project that does not have a hiccup or a headache or something that irritates you. It just comes with the territory, man. You just have to learn how to adapt and not let it. You have to, as a director or just a person who's the head on set, you just have to make sure that your vibe doesn't carry on to the crew and the members of whoever's doing what, because then the whole project is just going to be crappy. Yeah, and that's the last thing you want, is a crappy project.
I can definitely attest to that, because like me personally, just starting off, like I've had definitely a lot of hiccups. Like at first I started off with my cell phone at first, and then like it was problems with storage. So I'm like, damn, I'm actually need to get a camera. Right. Got a camera. Needed a mic. Got a mic, and it's just like it's just those things that you got to go along with the way of it, because it's just like it's all about improvement. Just got to get better like each and every time with it.
Exactly, bro. Like I said, when I first started out, I started off on my girlfriend's T7i, and I was just taking pictures. I wasn't really doing anything really. But yeah, man, as you grow, bro, you just start to progress. Like you said, progression is key. As long as you can progress every year, that's all that matters, even if it's a small progression.
Yeah, no doubt. So how was it starting off in the beginning of your career?
Honestly, bro, it was fun. It was a lot of fun, only because I was new to it. I was thirsty, I was hungry, and at the time, things were falling in place fast for the moment. I would say, like, things still come in fast these days. I'm more like connected with the people I was back then. Yeah. But back then, it was kind of like, okay, you reach out to somebody, boom, you pull up, you do a studio session from like 9 to 4 or 5 in the morning, go back home for an hour, wake up, go to my day job, work video gigs, and then go back to like it was fun, like just constantly just being on the grind, honestly.
Okay. Were there any inspirations for you in the field that you're currently in? Whether they're like local or mainstream?
Honestly, bro, there's a lot of people who I like. Man, that's a tough question. There's so many people that have been like influential that I just constantly am just like looking at and watching, and like even new directors all the time coming up. It's just like it's so hard to keep track and keep names. But I think that everybody who has kind of made their way into the forefront has done something to change the game in some way or another.
Who would you say is your favorite, though, if you could name someone?
I don't even know. Honestly, I would say Locka Films.
Okay. Yeah.
I would say him, just because I've known him since the beginning of it all, and I know like how he's elevated to more like the business side of it all. Yeah, no. You know what I'm saying? So I commend him for that.
He's definitely like, just seeing like where he was at the beginning, and like now with him like switching over to like No More Heroes and like all the big names who he's working with, he's definitely doing his thing.
Of course.
Okay. All right, so moving on to the hats. What got you into making them?
Okay, so I have to give credit to my boy Flex.
100 Flex?
Yeah. Huh?
The rapper?
No.
Oh,
no. I wish. No. My guy Flex, he's a producer over at Private Stock. he's always wearing fitteds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So when I started to get back into the fitted stuff, I didn't really know what to do, and I was just gonna go out and buy a hat. But he told me that you can't wear black nasties. That's a no go. It's got to be a gray bottom.
Okay.
Got to be a gray. It's got to be a color UV. No black nasties. No on fields. No disrespect to the people that like the on fields. You know what I'm saying? I have a couple on fields in my collection, but that's how it all started. And actually, I was in New Orleans and I bought 3 hats. I bought a Mariners, an Athletics, and a Cardinals. That's how basic my collection was.
All good hats though.
Yeah, all good hats for sure. But it was like something you walk into a store and it's just like, okay, they have these. Let me just grab these because they're gray bottoms.
Yeah.
That was the start of it all, bro. And then, honestly, when I came back from New Orleans, it was just I found out about Hat Club and like the hat community and all that stuff.
They have a big like hat culture down there.
New York is crazy, bro. It's like it's on another level. That's actually why I fell in love with hats so much.
Yeah.
My girlfriend actually took me to New York once we got back from New Orleans because we were talking about the hat shit.
Yeah.
So we went out there, and then, like I said, that's when I fell in love with the culture because the energy outside was just, everybody was cool, everybody was vibing, people out there selling pens, people out there drinking, smoking hookah, smoking whatever they want to smoke. It's just a vibe, you know what I'm saying? And I think that it started off as the culture that the sneakerhead didn't have. Like, the sneakerhead culture didn't have, because sneakerheads are like, let's kill each other over sneakers. It wasn't really like that at the beginning over hats. It's a little different now. People are a little in their ways, but, you know, I think that the hat community as a whole is still positive. I think everybody is still accomplishing what they want to accomplish.
No doubt. It actually is crazy, like, you actually mentioned that about this sneaker community, but you know, with the hat community, you also got to think, like, going back, you had the snapback era, and, like, now it seems to be all about the fitteds now.
But I will say this, bro, like, you would say that, but a lot of people still buy snapbacks. A lot of snapbacks are sold more than fitteds sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, like in the bike community, people don't wear fitteds, they wear snapbacks. Because they clip it onto the belt.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Because people don't really ride around with backpacks, so what are they going to do with their hat? You got to clip it onto the back.
Oh, that's a fact.
So it's everything has its genre. I actually have a few snaps coming out. So
okay,
that's
stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. That's a little preview, but yeah.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on Chicago hat culture compared to like cities like New York, New Orleans, LA, Atlanta?
I would say that if we're talking hat culture, I would say that there's really only 3 places that you can really kind of talk about, which is New York, LA, Chicago. I wouldn't say just LA. I would say like that kind of like West Coast area, like Nevada, like Vegas, like that cusp right there. I would put us kind of right now. I would put us in 3rd place, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Unfortunately.
I could actually see that.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, I think that with time, and I think that with more stores opening up and people getting more opportunities, the community will grow, as well as more events being thrown and stuff like that. I think that the city just needs a little bit more unity when it comes to just the whole, but I mean, especially the hat community, especially because it's just starting and it could be something that's like positive for the city and profitable for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I think that we're getting there. I think that because it's taken a few of the stores a little bit longer to catch up with kind of like being open to creators coming in and like creating stuff for them. I think that as that starts to open up, the city will be more alive with the hat community.
Yeah, it's actually funny you mentioned that because one of the questions I had down was, let's say a store like Lids or something like that, like reached out to you, would you actually like want to partner with them, sell them your hats?
For sure, 100%. My thing for me is more so the marketing aspect of it all. So I do create hats, but for me the marketing aspect is kind of like the first aspect of it. So I'll be like, okay, I want to do a Herald's hat. Cool. What's going to come with it? Is there anything that's going to come with it? Is it just going to be, here's your hat, like that's it? Is it a colorway? Like, you know, I go to the place, I'll take pictures, but I mean, the fact that they came in actual Harold's chicken bags, you know what I'm saying? Like, people, yeah, you know, that chicken bag right there.
Bro.
people actually, when I pull up for these things, actually think I'm dropping chicken off to people. They think that I'm like the coolest person. They're like, man, you dropping chicken off to people in line, bro? Like, you on the chicken pull up? They was like, but then also for the businesses, it's a good thing because when I pull up with these bags and I'm delivering hats, now people are thinking like, damn, Harold's isn't open yet. I want some Harold's.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Okay. So what was your idea behind like the whole Harold's inspired like for that like?
Honestly, I wanted to do something for the city that was like super iconic.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as the comments and your viewers will probably get on me, I know it's a Cubs hat and it's a Southside company technically, but when people think of Harold's, they don't think Southside food. They think Chicago.
Yeah,
like
even though
people,
Harold's originally on the South Side.
Of course, and respects to the Southside Harold's, but there are there's a Harold's in Atlanta, Miami, LA, all independently owned.
Yep.
So it's one of those things where I wanted to do something iconic for the city. I knew I was going to receive some flack for using the Cubs logo, but the reason that I used the Cubs logo is actually because it's the closest thing to the bag.
How so?
So, let me see the bag. So, the red with the green.
Mm-hmm.
You see, so it's mostly red. It's mostly red, and then it's got some green as like the outline pieces. So like that's supposed to be the chicken.
There?
Yeah.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So it's just all tied in together, honestly.
Okay, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
with the Sox logo, there's a lot of Sox logos, but then you have to think about, okay, then does this look like Italian Fiesta? Then does this look like this? Then does this look like that? You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many iconic Southside companies for that specific colorway.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem. So it was like Chicago as a whole. But I will say this, I am a Sox fan.
Same.
It hurt me to do a Cubs hat. It just looked too good. I'm sorry, y'all. It just looked too good. But I promise you, I do have Sox hats coming.
Nah, no doubt, because, like, I have a Cubs fit, I ain't even gonna lie, but, like, I got it at Lids, but the only reason I got it was, one, because, like, my granddaddy, he was a Cubs fan.
Okay.
Like, that's when they were good. And it was really just like, bro, like, this is different. Like, you're not gonna see this, like, anywhere, you feel me? So it's just, like, this a one-to-one.
For sure. I appreciate that, man.
An idea I actually, like, wanted to give you was, like, since you actually said you got a Sox coming out, was, let's say, a Sharks and Sox, Portillo's Bulls, Uncle Remus Blackhawks, Buena Bears, stuff like that. You feel me? Like, hey,
we're gonna have to talk, bro. We're gonna have to sit down. Like I said, there's no such thing as a bad idea.
Yeah.
You know, I think that a lot of people get into this idea like, oh, I had to go to school for design. I had to go to school for this. I have to know this person. Like, you don't. Like, your ideas are your ideas. Like, it's gonna hit.
Facts.
Like I said, there's a market out there for everybody, you know? Like I said, I attempted to get these hats done through a store to, like, release them. Like, you know, I went to all the Chicago stores. Mm-hmm. But at the time, we were coming out of COVID, so a lot of people weren't really sure kind of like how the hat community was going to go.
Yeah.
Just me being impatient, you know, I kind of went and found my way and found on how I could get my hats done. But yeah, I think those ideas are really good, bro. Actually, the funny thing is, the Harold's was supposed to have a Sharks counterfeit, so it was supposed to be Harold's versus Sharks. It wasn't going to be a Sox hat, it was going to be a Florida Marlins hat. Okay. But that's because of the fish. It was going to be the fish on it, the swordfish on it.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like Harold's versus Sharks. No disrespect, I know it's a Chicago company, y'all, again. But, you know, it's just, sometimes you have to be okay with not appeasing to everybody, just because sometimes the concept will hit better if you don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And plus, like, let's say even if you do actually do that with the Marlins, like, that could be a whole different, like, clientele out there.
Yeah,
so.
That could be a whole different clientele. Like, some people there's people out here who really only collect certain teams. No disrespect to them, but I like to look at different logos. I like to, like, switch it up and see what's going on and, like, what different they could do. You know, sometimes when you collect one team, you're going to see the same side patch, same front logo. Like, eventually it's going to happen.
Yeah. Nah, that's definitely true. Going back to like the cups that I had, like it was like a bridge on the front and like deep dish on the back. Like
Yeah, you got caught in one of the lids.
the
Yeah,
fact you
the
are.
lids hats. Yeah, well, because I used to work at lids.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so you was like the plug back then.
Well, so the funny thing is, bro, like all this happened within the past year.
Really?
Yeah.
It's crazy because it's just like you look back a year ago and then like a year from now, like where you are now, and then like who knows like where you're gonna be at a year from now. Like
Man, I hope to just keep growing. But honestly, like I said, I was into the hat community, was starting to do mock-ups, and my manager, well, I was at Lids one day, and I ran into somebody that I knew, and he was talking to, I guess, ended up being the manager at Lids. So we ended up talking in kind of like a circle of three, just like chopping it up about hats, community, like all that good stuff.
yeah,
And the funny thing was, I was attempting to get my hats made. So I'm like, even though I'm doing the video stuff, like, why not go learn some of the processes? You know what I'm saying? Like, Lids embroider stuff.
yeah,
Factories embroider stuff. You know what I mean? So to know stitch counts and like how the factory's doing it and how things are done, he's actually the one who got me interested really into the production of my own hats.
Okay.
And he's actually the one that gave me, I don't like to call it a plug. He gave me the business where I got my hats from.
Okay, so this is like 100% you, like nobody else, like
No, 100% me, new era from the factory, but 100% me. No outside help, no backing, no nothing, just me, $1 and a 4-piece.
No, I definitely work with that though. So, moving on, would you send your hats to famous like Chicago like rappers or anybody famous in Chicago from the game, like Sosa, Herb, like?
For sure. So we have a few celebrities that we have a few hats going out to. We did such a limited run on this first run just to kind of test the waters. So a lot of them were sold through pre-order, but whatever we have left, we're trying to get out to influencers. We do have, I don't like to name drop anything, or anything like that, but we do have a few Chicago artists who should be having the hat sometime soon. I know somebody who will definitely have it soon is Jason Weaver. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him. Simba.
I was gonna say he's not the actor, right?
The actor. Yeah.
Okay.
So he'll be having a hat soon. Dirk should be having a hat soon. Herb should have his hat soon. A few other artists, we have actors like Bart.
From the Shy. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Bart from the Shy. Jason Mitchell, who we're gonna get a hat to. Christy Lofton. A few people from the Power series. Yeah, man, we're just, like I said, our first run, we wanted to really get to the people and try and make sure that, like, if the people wanted it, they could get it.
Yeah.
We did a limited run, but we wanted to at least make sure that people got it.
Yeah.
And actually, funny story about that, I actually didn't put out the pre-order until maybe like 3 weeks before the hat came in, because I don't like holding people's money.
No.
And I don't like to be harassed. No disrespect to the people that want their stuff now. That's no disrespect. I prefer to have as least amount of time holding your cash and you thinking that anything is going wrong or you constantly hitting me up. I just prefer to just make sure that you get your product as fast as possible. So I try to wait usually right before the hats are coming in.
Yeah, that's something I even like appreciate. Like with us, like communication was just like clear and cut. Like how much, when can I get it, or can I get it this time or whatever. So
and that's what you were saying also earlier with the growing pains. Like I'm still learning as well. Like there's DMs that I missed out on that I feel bad about.
Yeah.
Just because it was such an influx, and then Instagram does that thing where it puts it in the requested folder, and then it's kind of like, okay, well I looked in there and there wasn't anything, and then because it's usually spam.
Yeah.
So then after that, you kind of go in there, and you're like, okay, I don't see anything, and then people are like, oh man, I DM'd you, and you're like, oh, bro, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
So, but those people that I do miss in the DMs, I usually let them know, like, if I have your size, I got you. If not, the next release, like, I'm hitting you up first. Like, I have a list of people who I missed out on. So if I miss out on you, don't worry. I will make sure that you're taken care of on the next release.
Hey, as long as you're looking out for the customers, you feel me, and like yourself too, like that's all that really matters.
I mean, it's just good business to make sure that the people are taken care of.
Yeah, no, because you definitely don't want to be like one of these designers or anything like that, and like people who shop from them, like going on like Twitter, Instagram, anything like that, and just be like, don't shop with him, like he's not good at business or whatever.
Yeah, it's like you got to hold yourself, even if you don't have a LLC or a business or anything like that. Like you should still hold yourself to that standard. Like if you were getting reviews from like the Better Business Bureau, like you want to make sure that you're just always on point, man. Always, like I've seen so many people who have dope stuff lose clientele in business just because, you know, they don't get back to the customers. They don't make sure that their customers feel appreciated.
Yeah, no.
And people can spend their money wherever. So I'm appreciative for people who spend money on my hats, and I want them to know that.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on, do you have any favorite Chicago like clothing brands?
Ooh, High End Junkie. They're a clothing brand by this girl from Chicago named Q. She's really dope. We've actually been locked in since like the beginning of my career. Okay. And she's got some fire stuff, so make sure you check her out. Who else? Unforgotten Angel. It's like an underground, like kind of like punk. It's like in that punk vibe.
Okay.
Like kind of like clothing. Man, there's a lot of dope people that come out of Chicago. I don't want to like not name drop anybody. I like Joe Freshgood stuff.
Oh yeah.
There's just so many like clothing directors. Myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot, man. I think that Chicago doesn't get the credit it deserves for the fashion industry that we have here.
Yeah, no doubt. It's like behind New York and LA, like the West Coast, like we definitely up there.
And that's only because we're small, like compared to those places. Like they have a lot of people jammed into one spot.
Yeah, it's like we're small, but we're not small.
Facts.
But like we
like
live
New York
here,
is a bigger Chicago though.
Facts.
That's all it is. It's a really big Chicago.
No doubt.
Like whereas like the West Side, East Side is all jammed together pretty much. Here, there it's like they got boroughs.
Yeah.
That's what you got the boroughs for. You don't have to worry about all that.
Yeah, no. So if you weren't doing what you're currently doing, what do you think you would be doing?
Man, that's a great question. What would I be doing? Honestly, probably be working for some type of company. I don't know what. It would be marketing. Probably in an office, maybe. No? Maybe not. Honestly, bro, I don't think I would be doing anything other than this. If I'm being completely honest with you, like, I did the whole other route, and like after I graduated, did the whole like job route and stuff like that. And from my early childhood, I always knew, and I kind of always told my mom that I wasn't really interested in going into that space.
Yeah.
And it's just funny that like now, entrepreneurship is at its like, it was at its peak in the early times, and then now it's at its peak again.
It's at a whole different level
right,
now.
Exactly. But that's because we have the technology now.
Yeah.
But you got to think, like people like Coke, Ford, like all these people who cemented themselves in history, that was like a period of entrepreneurship and business that cemented people. So now we're in that time where you can literally do whatever you want, bro. Like you could sell candles, you could sell keys, you could sell whatever you want. Not keys like that, car keys.
Get y'all minds out together.
Right, facts. Gotta make sure we clear that up.
We all legit.
Facts. Everything's straight above table over here. But man, there's just so many different ways that you can make money, and I think that our parents didn't really understand that, but now they see it and they have like no choice but to accept it, and they love it.
Yeah, no.
Because a lot of our parents kind of just work because they have to work.
Yeah, and that's what like, their parents like told
exactly,
them.
and everybody has passion. It just depends on like if you're gonna let your flame get it like blown out, type shit.
No doubt. I could really attest to that because, you know, I'm in college right now. This is going to be my last year at grad school. And it's just like, you know, looking for a job, like, if you got to do it, I definitely would encourage you to. And then, like, once you have the proper resources to, like, do what you really want to do, definitely, like, go for it. Because it's like, now, like, especially, like, with our generation, like, we don't want to have a job where we're disrespected, the hours aren't good, or just any, like, stuff like that.
Yeah, we're not taking the crap that our parents took. We're letting the companies pretty much know, like, look, if you want us to work for you, it's just gonna have to be beneficial for both of us. It's not just a one-way street where we're gonna sit in a cubicle and type all day. That's not happening anymore. You guys are gonna have to treat us to midday drinking, like whatever. I don't know, whatever you guys want to do, but they just have to figure it out because, like I said, they're losing customers. I mean, not customers. They're losing employees just off the simple fact of them going out and doing their own thing. Like I said, people would rather make less money and do their own thing than to be comfortable and make a lot of money.
Yeah, no, that's definitely for sure.
Not everybody, but a few of us.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. Any last remarks or shout you want to give before we end this?
Man. Stay tuned. I definitely have some hats coming out. I'm not sure when this is going to drop, but we do have a stunt pack that's dropping, or would have dropped. It's going to feature a Atlanta Braves Yamaha, a White Sox Kawasaki, and a Cincinnati Reds Honda. All dirt bike packs. And if you pre-order a hat, or if you come and get a hat, there's actually going to be a stunt show that's going on. So I have the top stunters from Chicago, each that ride those three brands, Kawasaki, Yamaha, or Honda. And they're actually we're gonna set up somewhere, we're gonna do some wheelies, do some stoppies, have some food, make it a whole experience. Like I said, for me, the marketing of it all is where the fun is.
Yeah, no.
The hat is the easy part to me, to be honest with you. Then comes the fun part of marketing it to the customers.
Yeah, marketing, that's really just, it's so big right now, you know, like, I interviewed my cousin who's actually in New York, Brandon Boss.
Nice.
She said, like, her favorite brand that markets very well is Ben & Jerry's, and, like,
Yeah, that's true.
like, shit, so.
No, they definitely, Ben & Jerry's is definitely up there. They definitely go crazy with their marketing. Like, and it's crazy because they don't really market. You know what I mean? Like, it's in your face, but it's not like...
It's not in your face.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you go on YouTube, like, you're not going to see constant Ben & Jerry ads slapping you in the face. You know what I'm saying? But...
They'll drop that one, and it's just like, this is amazing.
Exactly. Or they'll what they do really well is they tie their ice creams to impactful things.
Yeah, no.
Which is where they also come up and they win at, because it's like they're showing that they're open to it. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, some of those proceeds maybe go to those organizations or causes.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, little stuff like that, you know, people care to see that you care.
Yeah.
So even though you're a company that makes billions, they want to know that you care. Like, people don't really, like, if we're being real, bro, we all know Apple don't care about us, bro.
Hell no.
We know Tesla don't really care about us, bro. You know Ford don't really care about us, bro. Like, it's just what comes with the territory. But if you can show that, and a lot of these companies, as you see, they're trying to be like, oh, well, we're doing this, and we're tying our organization to this now. So I think Ben & Jerry was just like the leader of that, and that's why they get like the popularity. And like, I don't get Ben & Jerry's all the time, but I definitely will grab some Ben & Jerry's. Like, they have way more flavors than the average ice cream brand. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, facts. It's not like some Haagen-Dazs.
Yeah, no, they got some weird stuff, bro. Like, I had what was it? It was like, it had potato chips in it, bro. Whatever it was like chocolate, vanilla, and like potato chips or something. I don't know, bro. It was like, but
Was
it was
it good?
Yeah, it was fine. I ain't even gonna lie. I was surprised. I'm like, how they put a potato chip in ice cream? But it was in there.
Hey, shoot.
That's the world we live in.
Yeah, shoot. We starting to evolve where chips are starting to begin to be in ice cream.
Why not?
Never thought I'd see it happen.
You put your Frosty in, you put a fry in Frosty?
Mm-hmm.
Never?
Nah.
Listen,
See, is it like pretty much the same as fried ice cream? Or?
no, it's just kind of, I mean, it's just kind of like that sweet and savory flavor, like salty and sweet type stuff.
So what, you just dump it in there? Like
No. You just scoop it. You take a fry and you just scoop a little fry.
Oh, you said fried.
Yeah, I'm not talking about just dump the stuff.
Oh most definitely, yeah, it's definitely, yeah.
Now we on the same page.
Oh, bro. Shoot, but no, I mean, that's pretty much it I got for you. Thank you for taking the time to sit down with me, letting me interview you, bro. This is definitely instant. Hey, like I said, make sure y'all shop with him. Definitely nothing wrong with this. I mean, who wouldn't want this, bro? Come on.
And I'm
He didn't come with his own
with the bag, and I'm gonna make sure my man leaves here with some pins. Can't let my man leave here without the pins, man.
Hey, man.
But I do want to thank you, bro, for having me on, bro. This is, like I said, this is one of our first interviews for our clothing brand / just company as a whole. So we definitely appreciate you, and we want to thank you for coming out, man.
No, I definitely appreciate that. You want to shout out like your Instagram, social?
Yeah, man.
Like
so
that?
follow me. It's TedTV1. for the production side, and it's Teddy.brims for the clothing / hat. TEDDY.BRIMS.
Bro, I'll put that down in the description. You
Yes,
feel me?
sir.
If y'all want this hat, y'all know where to find them.
If you want some more hats, stay tuned. We also have some hats coming with a few stores, even though it's coming. But my main focus is my own stuff.
Nah, most definitely.
That's the main focus, because that's where I can do my marketing.
Shoot, but hey, this is Out of Sight and Mind. If you like this interview, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell for the notification on the next video.
Make sure you do that. Like it, subscribe, all of that.
Oh, bro, don't forget to shop with bro neither. Shoot.
Exactly.
But we out. Catch y'all on the next one.